You've been working hard, hustling, day in, day out, and now you're starting to see the fruits of your labor. Your bank account is at least growing, your dreams are within reach, and the future is brighter than ever. But here is the catch. Where do you put that money? You don't want to risk losing it. But the idea of watching it sit in the bank barely growing just doesn't feel right either. With inflation creeping in, interest rates stagnant, and your money is at the mercy of a system that is as unstable as ever. So what is the move? How do you protect your hard-earned cash and make it work as hard as you do? In this video, we're about to explore safer ways to keep your money from disappearing into the thin air and maybe watch it grow. So stick around, because one of these options might just change the way you look at your finances forever. Okay, disclaimer, this is all for educational purposes. Always do your research and consult with a professional before making any financial decisions. Without further ado, let's move on to the first option. Number 1, gold and precious metals. Gold and precious metals, the everlasting safe bet. Gold has been the standard for centuries. Literally, whether you are a royal ruler or an average investor, one thing is clear. When the economy falters, gold maintains its value. Unlike paper currency, which governments can print endlessly, gold is limited, durable, and is consistently in demand. Picture this: if you buried a gold coin a century ago, it could still afford you a luxurious suit and a vacation today, but if you buried cash, it wouldn't even get you a coffee in today's world. In times of economic distress, people don't rush to stash much cash. They turn to gold, as it retains its worth even during bank collapses and soaring inflation. It's clear why banks rely on it, so why wouldn't you? And number 2, let's talk about real estate, a growing tangible asset. Though people often say money doesn't grow on trees, real estate might be the next big thing. While cash loses value due to inflation, real estate has a long-lasting history of appreciating. For instance, in the 1950s, you could own a luxury apartment for a mere $25,000. Today, that property could fetch you upwards of $5 million. Imagine if your grandparents had invested in property rather than hoarding cash, they would still be sitting on a fortune today. While real estate comes with its own challenges, market fluctuations, maintenance costs, and taxes, it remains one of the top ways to hedge against inflation and build wealth for future generations. So next time you're tempted to stash cash in the bank, think about whether you would prefer money that shrinks or property that could make you rich. Alright, let's talk about government bonds, a safe and steady option. Keeping all your money in the bank is like leaving your lunch in the office fridge and hoping to see no one eat it. Sure, it might be safe for now, but inflation, fees, or any economic collapse can quickly diminish its value. Enter government bonds. Think of them as locking your lunch in a vault guarded by top securities. US Treasury bonds are supported by US government's full backing. Even during the Great Depression, when banks failed, these bonds stood strong. During Greece's 2015 banking crisis, ATM withdrawals were impossible, but government bonds still paid out. Bonds offer reliable returns and are more safer than cash sitting in the bank at risk of collapse. Alright, this is when cash actually makes sense. Keep some, but not too much. While it's not wise to keep all funds in a bank, there are some situations when holding some physical cash is a good idea, but the trick is knowing where to store it. Rather than leaving it in a bank where you could face restrictions, a safe deposit box or home safe offer immediate access and control. Remember the 2015 Greek crisis or the 2019 Lebanon banking disaster? People couldn't withdraw their own money, leaving them in a serious bind. Having some cash on hand is useful in emergencies, but don't store too much of it. Cash is still vulnerable to inflation, so it's best to only keep a small stash for immediate use. Now let's talk about entrepreneurship. Let your money work for you. Why let money sit idly in a bank account when it could be working for you? Starting a business or investing in a side hustle can generate passive income and set you on the path to financial freedom. With business, you could control your profits, unlike sitting back and watching your bank account erode slowly in value. Now let's talk about cryptocurrency. the future of money. Cryptocurrency isn't a passing trend, it's a financial revolution. If you had invested just $100 in Bitcoin back in 2010, it would be worth over $50 million today. Leaving that same $100 in a bank would yield a lot less in today's economy, probably just a cup of coffee. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoins are decentralized, meaning they are not controlled by any government. And with only 21 million Bitcoins in existence, they are scarce and highly sought after. Cryptos can be traded anytime, unlike traditional banking system that operates on a schedule. While volatile cryptocurrency has weathered the storm that have taken down traditional markets, if you're still keeping all your money in the bank, you're missing out on one of the most significant shifts in financial history. It's time to diversify. Which of these alternatives do you think is the best option to protect your money? Let's know in the comment section which one is your best bet. Do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button because we'll be bringing you updates on finance and how to navigate through the world of financial economy. Thank you.